We'll continue in the health area with child health and safety. And the first speaker in this block is Rebecca from Thorn, talking about combating child sexual abuse. Rebecca.
Hi, everybody. It's really great to be here with you all. Today, I'm going to be discussing a difficult topic, child sexual abuse. So before we begin, I just want to encourage you to take care of your well-being during this session. So I'm going to start by telling you a story, a true story. A child is being sexually abused. We'll call her Maria. Now, Maria's abuser is taking pictures of her while he abuses her, and then sharing these images and videos onto a content hosting platform, hiding in plain sight among hundreds of millions of other images and videos. But this platform uses Thorn's Child Sexual Abuse Material Classifier, or CSAM classifier, to find images and videos that could depict a child in an active abuse situation. And one day, the classifier alerts them. They've got a hit. So they get to work, and here's what they find. A user has uploaded over 2,000 new files of child sexual abuse. It's clear a child is being sexually abused. So they escalate the case to law enforcement, who launch an investigation. And the child in that content, she is found. Maria is found. An arrest is made, a recovery is complete, and for Maria, a brighter future emerges. Now, this isn't just a story. This is the reality of the work that we are doing. And so the question, the challenge that I want to bring to this group today is, how do we ensure that no child in need has to wait one more second to be found? I work for Thorn. Thorn is a nonprofit dedicated to building technology to defend children from sexual abuse. Our strategy is to develop scalable technology products to accelerate victim identification, stop re-victimization, the viral spread of child sexual abuse material, and prevent abuse from happening in the first place. Now, in this topic space, it can be helpful to understand the scale of what it is that we're facing. In 2022, the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, which is the National Clearinghouse for reports on this kind of abuse material, they received reports including over 80 million files of suspected child sexual abuse. Further, Thorn found in recent research that around 40% of minors in the United States have experienced contact online from someone they didn't know who immediately solicited them for online nudes. The statistics are similar when you look internationally. In Germany, that number is 41%. So I have dedicated my career to this space. I've been working in the intersection of machine learning, AI, and child safety for over the last decade. And what I've seen concretely is that these technologies, they have the power to make rapid prioritization and triage possible, to enable frontline defenders like law enforcement, content moderators, and hotline analysts to be able to find new child sexual abuse material at scale, content that could depict a child in an active abuse scenario. So today I'm going to drill down into one example of one of those technologies, Thorn's CSAM classifier. Now, this is our best tool for identifying new CSAM at scale. And there are certainly other strategies to finding this kind of content. You could use manual moderation or user reporting, and these are good strategies. But they do have a significant flaw. They can be slow. It can be days, months, or even years before new child sexual abuse material that appears on the web is found. And what that means is that a child could be lingering in need of help for years. Now, there are really important things that the CSAM classifier can't do, like replace human decision-making. At Thorn, we strongly believe that privacy-forward, human-in-the-loop machine learning is key. And that's why when we deploy the classifier, we do it in such a way that the user has full control over when and how material gets reviewed and reported. Because these classifiers, they act as a powerful magnet to find child sexual abuse material, but it should be a human that's making the final decision on what gets reported. Now, there are a lot of challenges that come up in working in this space, and there are two categories of challenges that I want to highlight today. The first is bad actors in this space are adversarial. They will change their behaviors in order to make this work of victim identification and prevention more difficult. In a similar lens, bad actors are also often early adopters of technology, where they misuse technology in order to further sexual abuse against children. We are seeing today that bad actors are misusing generative AI to make sexual deepfakes of specific children and other child sexual abuse material. Now, this issue-specific reality is set in the broader backdrop of the simple fact that models get stale and models have bias. You need to maintain the quality of your model in order for you to stay effective in the work you're doing. Second, child sexual abuse material is illegal. You can't store it or house it in the same places and spaces as you might other kinds of data. So in this situation, how exactly do you go about training and maintaining a model? To answer that question, I got to go all the way back to 2019, when Thorn first started development on its CSAM classifier. Now, back then, convolutional neural networks, they were already standard, and there was actually already ongoing research on their use to detect child sexual abuse material. But we needed to go beyond research, and we needed to go beyond technology that was built once and done. What we needed was a system, and a scalable system. The solution was to collaborate. So the first point of collaboration, we invested in hardware that we installed on site at institutions with the legal right to house this data, so that we can train and retrain our models on-prem. The second point of collaboration is working with the broader child safety ecosystem to conduct research to understand how offender behavior is changing, and then taking those insights and turning them right back into actionable updates on our technology and our technology roadmap. And then the third point of collaboration that I'll highlight today is user feedback. This user feedback is so critical. Without hearing from our users what kind of trends and false positives and false negatives they're seeing, we don't know what's biased or what's wrong with our model. And so this type of insight allows us to continuously measure and mitigate for any issues as they appear. Now, none of this hard work that I just described really matters at all if you can't actually get the model into the hands of the users. And so effective deployment is also really important. Meeting the user where they are, understanding their needs, whether or not that looks like deploying the model using Amazon's ECR or as a software plugin for an existing law enforcement forensics platform. Because in order to have impact, we need that whole system, develop, deploy, and maintain, to be working. So what does impact look like for Thorn and our partners? It looks like 32% average triage time saved by users of the CSAM classifier. And it looks like over 5 million CSAM files flagged for removal using our technologies. It looks like global adoption. Hundreds of law enforcement agencies, reporting hotlines, and technology platforms using our technology across the world. And most importantly, it looks like the outcome of the true story I told you earlier. A child gets her life back. And I want you to be a part of this impact too, because we can't do this without the collective action of all stakeholders, of academia, nonprofits, technology platforms, the government, and the broader society. All of us need to work together to make this happen. And so I want you to build the next new innovative model architecture that my team can use, the next convolutional neural network or the next transformer architecture. And I want you to build responsibly, knowing that bad actors, they are going to adopt technology. And so build with the knowledge that that potential adversarial misuse could happen. And I want you to be at the forefront with me. I want you to be conducting the research and doing the analysis to understand where the emerging threats are coming from so that we can prevent them together. Because we can make a difference in these kids' lives if we work together. Thank you.